New Japan Pro Wrestling 49th anniversary event. Also, kind of a splish splash, mix up of the New Japan Cup. We got a couple of first round matchups, and if you do not know who's in the New Japan Cup, check out the video that I dropped earlier today talking about the New Japan Cup. The participants, not necessarily a prediction. It was just letting everybody know who was in there. Go check out the video from last night talking about Kota Ibushi and the creation of the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. The LK dropped last night, which actually is doing pretty decent numbers. So go check that out right now. So LK's here in the building. LK, how you doing, good sir?
Living the dream as always. When you caught me, I was halfway through watching the AEW Women's World Title Eliminator Tournament, so I'm gonna give a review of that once this show is concluded. I enjoyed the show last night, which I watched this morning, and then I watched I've watched half of the show from tonight, so I'm gonna be doing a review of that tonight. So I look forward to getting back into the AEW before Revolution this Sunday. But yeah, we got New Japan 49th anniversary / New Japan Cup 0.5. I'm looking forward to it. I kind of, yesterday's show was probably one of our darkest times. You know, we were on our way to the dark side of the Force. It was a really strange one. That's probably the first time me and you've ever gone on to a show and like started off so positive and then kind of worked our way into like this kind of minor depression when we both left the call like, yeah, but you take care, Dion. Or you take care, okay? Yeah. Bye. I guess the first time that call's ever been. It was actually quite a damper state. So let's try and keep this one a bit positive because, you know, I don't want anyone doing any damage to themselves. But yeah, it's fucking. Everyone go check out the review we did yesterday. Over nearly an hour and a half of breaking down both Castle Tax shows. And before we get down to breaking down this previewing and predicting this show, we will be reviewing this show the day it airs. And also on top of that, we'll be reviewing every night of the New Japan Cup. So subscribe.
Absolutely, man. And okay, good way to put us over because we're going to be doing all of that. And I challenge anybody on any channel you find on YouTube that's probably going to be having as much coverage as we are day after day after day because we're pretty consistent. So let's just, shout out to us on that. But
yeah, dude, literally, like the only reason why there wasn't like because we did all the Road 2 shows, and the only reason I didn't join you on the last one was because fucking moving house and I had no internet at that point. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if like, yeah, we're back into the grind, back into the groove of things, and we got a little bit of consistency going, which are gonna strive. The channel's growing. That's what we like to see.
Absolutely, and appreciate all of our new subscribers checking us out. We always appreciate that as well. So thank you for finding us, thank you for checking us out, and thank you for joining us on this New Japan journey, which always ends at Wrestle Kingdom, then re-begins the next night on New Year's Dash. So yeah, dude, we got looks like got 6 matches on the show. We have 2 New Japan Cup matches. We have a double title match to where I don't even know why they're still calling it double title.
Dude, I wouldn't be looking at the 1972 New Japan website because that's what I originally went to look at the card, and then it was like the double title match. I'm like, yeah, that no longer exists. So I'm on the Observer. I can't believe that I'm using dirty Uncle Dave's website to look at the card because I thought it's, want to go factual. So it's 5 matches, 5 matches on the show.
Well, I'm glad you enlightened me up to that because yeah, that's what I get for going on New Japan 1972. But it's ironic that they're the site that's supposed to have the most updated stuff, but they're normally the last. So it's kind of
dude, yeah, it's really bad, isn't it? Imagine W.com or AEW having it just wouldn't happen. I think they need to really pull a finger out when it comes to stuff like that because if what happens to someone tunes, because they won't change that. They won't change that. You can bet your bottom dollar they're not going to fucking change that at all. So, imagine being a guy and you're like, do I go to this Budokan show? It's a bit of a travel and it's COVID and everything. And they're like, what? A double title match? IC title? Heavyweight title? Yeah, I'll go down. And then you work, you go all the way down there and you travel and you get there and they're like, oh yeah, it's just a special singles match. You'll be like, what the fuck? It's said on your website. So they got to be careful with that, man.
They really do, and shit. And since we're talking about that, okay, and the updating of said websites, I don't know. I'm not trying to get on them too much, but dude, if this was the E, people would be burying them. Like, hey, they need to update their website. Like, they really would be.
Yeah, but also maybe take into consideration that everything that's been announced happened at night, and it's currently in Japan right now. It's early AM in the morning, right? So they kind of there's not many members of staff working on the site, and they only work 9 to 5. So it's a possibility. But yeah, they definitely need. Hopefully they change that tomorrow because it is what it is. But yeah, the card itself looks like it could be a really fun show.
Absolutely, and I'm actually looking at an updated version of the card. So hopefully the version of the card that I'm looking at is correct. Because you said there's 5 matches now on there.
Yeah, mine is 5. And mine was uploaded. If I go quickly, if I just scroll up, it'll tell me when the match was up. It was uploaded at 11 p.m. That's your time.
Oh, okay. All right. So we might as well get into it. And what's weird is I thought it was kind of interesting that the match lineup that they had, and it was supposed to be preliminary for a New Japan Cup, that some of these guys weren't there, and I was actually looking forward to some of the matches that they had coming up. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. I guess they were just like, hey, we don't need Suzuki Gun on this tour, huh? They just hey, look, Suzuki, you can kind of be here, but we don't.
The Suzuki matches on the card I'm looking at.
Okay. Oh, see that is just, man. I got to stop looking at that New Japan World, man.
Get off that. Never, ever, never will you ever go to New Japan 1972 unless you buy merchandise. That's the new rule. It's not never. Absolutely never.
But on the card I'm looking at right now, the 5 matches, Suzuki Gun is not on the show unless I'm just missing it.
Right at the bottom. Taichi, Suzuki, Sabre Junior, and Doiki.
All right, see, I don't even have that one on my. Okay, that's damn. Oh, never mind. That's all the way at the bottom. Never mind. I see it. Was it Gabriel? So we might as well talk about that match right here, since we were talking about it and I didn't think it was going to happen. We have, was it Master Wato, Gabriel Kidd, Tamaki Homa, and Hiroki Goto is the team taking on Taichi, Minoru Suzuki, Zack Sabre Jr., and Doki right here in an 8-man tag team match. A lot of these guys, the only person who's not in the New Japan Cup, only 2 people actually, are Master Wato and Doki right here. So I love Doki, but yeah, I think we kind of know what's going to go. I got a feeling we know this is going. I think Master Wato is going to get the victory over Doki in this match, okay?
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. It's I like this though because it's building up multiple matches for the New Japan Cup. It's kind of like a preview, like a Road 2 type show, like they do. They love doing that. Then there's the new thing, doing Road 2s on the big show. Because obviously they're building up Honma and Suzuki, Sabre Jr., Gabriel Kidd, Taichi and Goto. They're building up some matches here, which I think will be good. A good way to kick off the show. Gets guys on the show, especially being Budokan. I can't believe the show's at Budokan. I'm absolutely astonished. I can't believe that. I didn't even know that it was going to be taking place in Budokan until they announced the show. So for me, it was why would you kind of give away a Budokan show? Like it was such a big deal when they returned for it for the G1 finals a few years ago, where they did night 17, 18, and 19 there. It was such a big deal. And now they're giving it to the 49th anniversary show. It's kind of like, yeah. It's because, obviously, Stardom, which is ran by Bushiroad, which is, the same company as New Japan. So they're running the building the night before. So the New Japan are running it the night after. So it kind of, makes sense. Bushiroad's already there, so winner, chicken dinner. But fuck me. The fact they're given a no disrespect intended to El Desperado, and we'll get to it. I can't believe they're doing Desperado versus Ibushi in a singles match. For the main event of a Budokan show. Like, let's not take Budokan for granted, you know what I mean? Budokan is a big building with big lights, which if it looks empty, it's gonna look fucking gash. It's gonna look terrible if that building looks empty.
No, absolutely, man. And I just realized I say the word absolutely a lot, so I'm gonna have to stop trying to say that. But no, it's very interesting with these guys main eventing. If this was, I hate to even say it because I'm trying not to be, I'm trying to be impartial, especially on the Kota Ibushi side. I love El Desperado, but to me, this is kind of a match that you would get on in the middle of the New Japan Cup, what was that, the Kazuna Road Tour? This is what this match kind of seems like. I'm just being real. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a bona fide Road 2 match on a Road 2 show, which they're giving away at a Budokan show, which. You can see why they've done it to try and build up the match, but this is what couldn't we keep the first round matches of the New Japan Cup. Those 2 matches can stay. That's fine. Main event that can stay. But you have two options here. As it is the anniversary show, why couldn't we've had like a celebration of all the old time greats? Have all the veterans on a team against the up and comers. You get guys who kind of left New Japan and get them on the show. Kind of make it feel like it's an actual anniversary and a celebration rather than a Road to show. That's always been my I like last year, or I think no, it was the year before, where they had Liger. His final challenge for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title happened at the anniversary show. That was great. That was magic. It was cool. It's an anniversary show. It should mean something like that, but it's what it is.
What they kind of should do, and maybe especially for this year, and once I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from Desperado, but dude, they should have probably, I know they can't use him because he's a champion of another promotion right now, but how great would it be, LK, if for like an anniversary show, if you had Kota Ibushi face off against a guy like Kaiji Muto, who was like a legend of a New Japan's past? How great would that be? Because even though you're like, oh, well, Kota Ibushi's probably going to win, it's still like, wow, Kota Ibushi's wrestling Kaiji Muto or somebody of that ilk. It would be still kind of like a big deal.
Yeah, and it's an anniversary show. It's what you want to see. You want to see this. Even WWE do it at WrestleMania. It's an anniversary show. WrestleMania is an anniversary. They do it like you see all the legends from the past come. You get the Austins, the Rocks, the Hogans, the Flairs. You get all these people come out and get a pop, and sometimes they wrestle, sometimes they don't. But either way, it's still a celebration, and I wish they did a lot more. Because this doesn't. If you read this out, if you read this whole card out, you'd be like, oh, is that just a is that Kazuna Road show, or is that a Road to show? Like, you wouldn't go, that's the 49th anniversary show at Budokan Hall. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of the. It's just at Budokan. Dude, if this was at fucking Korakuen Hall, I wouldn't give a fuck. I could not give a flying shit. But because of Budokan, to me, Budokan is special and a big deal. Like, Noah running that is a big deal, which we reviewed. Go check that out if you haven't. Stardom Stardom doing the show on the 3rd. That's a big fucking deal for them. They're making it seem like a big deal. It's everywhere. It's all on social media. For these guys, it's Budokan. We'll chuck the best of Super Juniors in the tag league there. We'll chuck this. Like, can we not do that? Can we not overrun Budokan? Like, let's make it special. Because then when it feels special, if you have the fans go, oh my god, it's once a year the G1 finals and it's at Budokan. Oh my god, I got to see this. Whereas if they're doing, we already watched Budokan twice in the last 3 months, and they were meh shows. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's. I hate to say they're kind of wasting the Budokan, but for a show like this, if you just want to make, like you said, if you either make this a highlight showcase show, a show kind of like representing the past, like you said, or you make this a full-blown New Japan Cup show, and they're kind of like trying to do both right here, which, hey, it is what it is, I guess. It's just weird that, I don't know, that they have these two shows. The anniversary didn't automatically they're starting New Japan Cup. It's like, maybe they should have waited, like, I don't know, you could have the anniversary show take place at the end of the week and then have New Japan Cup start up next week and do essentially what you're doing right now, because they're not really skipping a whole lot of days throughout this tour. They're like, maybe you're missing 1, maybe 2 days, but for the most part, they're running a lot of days in a row, and they could have essentially started this Monday. Hell, at the most part, if you want to start it early, you could have started it Sunday. You didn't necessarily need to start it on Friday, or this Thursday with the anniversary show. You didn't need to start on the anniversary show. If you wanted to do it and just have it be separate, you could have done that. I think trying to have both is kind of, all right, we're trying to get all this hodgepodge going on, and it's kind of making its appearance in the Budokan seem not as much of a big deal as it should be.
Agreed. And we'll actually break down the matches and stuff whilst we get this ran out of us. But it's what we do. But yeah, we're back to the actual original OG point of the first match. I'm agreeing with you here, Doiki's taking the fall. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully it teases some upcoming New Japan Cup matches, but I can picture a lot of people really not giving a fuck about it.
Yeah, no, but ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, this is going to be one of those matches amongst this New Japan Cup tour and this anniversary show that at the end of this tour, we probably won't remember this match at all. It's just like,
fuck the end of the tour, dude. Fucking once the match is done, I might have to take notes because I'll be like, oh, yeah, whatever, it happened. It's really bad because like New Japan to me, like, and I struggled with this throughout the Castle Attack shows. There was a couple of matches, especially like the first few on the night 1 and night 2 was the first few, where there was matches where I regretted not taking notes because I remembered fuck all of it. And normally when I'm watching New Japan, it's like engrossed and I'm really emotionally attached to everything that's going on, and I don't need to take notes because it's all in the brain. But it's getting to the point now where I'm like, I I might have to start watching like how I watch WWE and take notes just so I fucking remember what's going on.
Yeah, like especially for a lot of these matches, they're gonna have like the same characters in like different formats. Because, I mean, I guess we'd be hard pressed to not mention in this match the guys are gonna be faced off. You got Suzuki pairing off with the guy who apparently is, rekindled his feud with Suzuki that Suzuki didn't even know he had. It was Tamaki Homa. You got Taichi pairing off with Hiroki Goto and Zack Sabre Jr. with an interesting matchup in Gabriel Kidd right here. And I'm kind of a little upset that New Japan did not include juniors in this again. I think that's like, all right, that's dumb. The junior should have a shot at this as well. Not every junior, but I guess the guys you would probably have in there, like Hiromu Takahashi, he can't really be in there. El Desperado's the champ. I mean, you could have put him in there if you wanted to. Like, I think that would have been more of a highlight than being in this anniversary show, but that's just me. But yeah, like at least a saving grace with a lot of these undercard matches, because like with this match right here and the next match we got, at least they're going to go against guys that, except for maybe one person on these teams, everybody else is facing off with each other. It's just like, it's not like, oh, okay, they're just one or two guys over here that's going to be paired off tomorrow. At least everybody's facing off with each other. So that's something I can at least take solace in. So there's that. I would actually like if they gave one of the Cup participants a victory. Like if they gave Minoru Suzuki the victory over Wado, I would think that would be really awesome, and I think that would be cool. But I think they're just going to go the other way, and I think Wado's going to pick the victory over Doki.
Yeah, I'm same with you. Wato to pin Doki.
Shit. Okay, now the next match is, I believe it's another 8-man tag team match. All but two guys are in the New Japan Cup right here. And Taiji Ishimori is another guy that can be in the Cup. Hell, same with Taguchi. They're veterans. They could be in the New Japan Cup. They can handle it. So Taguchi's teamed with Hiroshi Tanahashi, Juice Robinson, David Finlay, and Toa Henare. And we got Taiji Ishimori teamed with Evil, Kenta, Chase Owens, and the Switchblade himself, Jay White, right here. So Hiroshi Tanahashi, but actually he has a first round bye. So he's just pretty much sitting pretty to whoever is his first round matchup.
They didn't explain why. Why does he have a bye?
He has a bye because he's the never openweight champion, which essentially at this point is the secondary belt in New Japan right now. And Evil has a bye as well because he won the Cup last year. So, I mean, they didn't really say that, but I kind of just assumed that was what was happening because, yeah, Tanahashi's the only, like, mid-card champ, and Evil won the New Japan Cup right there. So I was like, okay, I can see it.
Okay, as long as it does... the idea of Tanahashi and Evil in the final. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I like Robertson and Finney coming back. Obviously, they've done tapings with Impact, which is good for them. And obviously, they did lots of tapings in one hit, so they'll probably be on Impact Television for a few months. So it'd be good to see them out here in the show. We haven't seen them in a while in a New Japan ring. Yeah, it's tough to break down because I think Taguchi's going to take the fall, and I think Jay White pins him.
I think Taguchi is the one that's going to take the fall. I think the one that's going to get him is Taiji Ishimori. I think Ishimori is going to get him here. I think this is when they're going to do pretty much the opposite of what they did last tour, to where guys like Okan and Jeff Cobb are picking up the victories. I think they're going to start giving the lion's share, no pun intended, lion's share right there, the lion's share of the victories to guys who are not featured in the tournament. Like, I think they might do an occasional tournament. Like, I can see Jay White pinning Taguchi. I think that's actually a fair shout. But I'm going to go with Taiji Ishimori getting the victory over him.
Yeah, that would also be feasible. Ishii's not in that one. Who has Ishii got in the first round of the New Japan Cup, actually? Because that's already fucking... Is it Ishii even in this one? Oh, he's got Sanada, isn't he? He's got Sanada.
Yeah, he got Sanada in the first round.
Yeah, because they're not on this show at all. Nice of them. But yeah, also they could go down Kenta route. Have Kenta pick up a win after losing to Moxley on Friday night. So they could see it as, well, if we give Kenta a big win, it kind of reestablishes him after a loss to Moxley.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at the team that they have on the Bullet Club side, that's honestly, in my opinion, that's a power team, dude. You got, Evil, Kenta, Chase Owens, Jay White, and Taiji Ishimori. That's a power team, in my opinion. So, like, they kind of have to go over. Like, you could say Chase Owens is the weak link, but he has a belt right now. He is a Texas heavyweight champion. Isn't a non-IWGP variant. He better be careful. Dakota Ibushi might want to merge that with the belts as well, so he might want to chill out, So he might want to be careful. But I think we both can agree a Bullet Club team is going to pick up the victory right here. Now, you were talking about Tomohiro Ishii. He's actually in the next match we got, at least on the card I'm looking at. It's Tomohiro Ishii showing Okada taking on Bushi, Sanada, and Shingo Takagi. This is an easy call. Bushi's going to get pinned. I think this is maybe a rare time he gets a Rainmaker. You know what? No, I'm not going to say that because they're trying to kind of low key protect the Rainmaker because he really don't want to use it that often. I want to say Okada puts Bushi away with the money clip. Then I'll say money clip.
Yeah, I'm the same with that. Yeah, that match I saw on NJPW1972.com, and I'm assuming it is going to be taking place. It's just obviously Uncle Davey Boy a bit bad factory, and I think this is older than that. But yeah, that sounds like it could be a really good match. To be fair, I really do. I'm praying that Ishii beats Sonata. That's the match that I'm going to be really looking forward to, and I hope it's on the weekend when I'm not working. Because I can get up and I can watch it live. So March the 9th, I think that's on the Tuesday, isn't it? If I am correct, I think that's next Tuesday. Damn, I'm working in the morning, so I'm gonna have to watch when I get home. But yeah, that's one of those where I want to watch it live because I really don't want to. And this is not in a horrible way. I don't want to see Sonata go far, and I really want to see Ishii go far. So I'm really interested in that one. So hopefully she builds some momentum and kicks his fucking ass in Okayama.
He probably is, man. It looks like, to be 100% honest, man, I don't know. This LIJ New Japan Cup right now it's not looking promising for a lot,
You
right?
boys are fucked. You boys are
They got
fucked.
a lot of hard matchups, right? They got a lot of hard matchups, man. And whew, actually, speaking of New Japan Cup, it ties us into our first New Japan Cup action of the year, night, whatever you want to call it. We have the best lariator in the world, Larioto, I can say that. It's Satoshi Kojima taking on Jeff Cobb representing United Empire right here. New Japan Cup first round action. We know that Tenkozy got the victory over Cobb and Ospreay at the Castle Attack show. I believe it was Sunday. So Jeff Cobb's going to be looking for a little bit of revenge right here. I was going to say retribution, but I'm trying not to say that as much because, yeah, you know why now. But he's going to be looking for a little revenge right here, and I think he's going to get it. I think Jeff Cobb's going to pick up the victory right here, and I just think it makes sense because you've already done service and justice to a team like Tenkozy by getting them the victory over Cobb and Will Ospreay. They've already beaten them. They're playing with house money at this point, as the old saying goes. So Jeff Cobb's picking up the victory. He needs to advance a little bit more than Kojima does. So I'm going with the man who uses the tour of the islands. I'm picking Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, I can see why you do that. I'm on the same mind set as you on that one. It's just one of those where it would make us happy for Kojima to win, but then he'll be like, no, they built up Cobb. They have done a great job, minus fucking the bullshit on night 2 where Kojima beat Cobb. It makes sense now why Kojima beat Cobb. Because and we said that they're going to be facing each other in the first round New Japan Cup, and they have. So at least they kind of redeemed themselves with that. It wasn't just Cobb taking a loss for the sake of it, but Cobb is going to get his win back. He's going to pin Kojima, and he's going to go, I reckon, quarterfinals maybe, depending on his luck. Quarterfinals at a push, lose to a big name, kind of really establish himself, and then him and Ospreay go after the tag champs.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that. A quarterfinal. I can definitely see a quarterfinal push for Jeff Cobb right here. And speaking of the United Empire, man, the penultimate match of the show, a match that honestly I'm really kind of looking forward to. And I'm gonna be real, okay? They're doing this match way too fucking soon because if you would have done this match, hell, down a year, I'm gonna be real. This could have been a Wrestle Kingdom match. Like first time meeting, you could have had Great O'Khan and Tetsuya Naito. That's a Wrestle Kingdom match, and I'm super excited for that. I'm just being real. Like if you progress great, and I was saying, and we even talked about this on the show before, and I said that to somebody. Actually, Val Piro on Twitter, so go check him out. He does great articles. We were talking about this earlier, and I was like, yeah, because he was saying he really he doesn't have a problem with Okan going over Naito right here because he's assuming that this won't be a one-off and they're probably going to start a mini rivalry, which I'm assuming that's probably going to be the case post New Japan Cup. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair, but I'm like, I wish they didn't have to have him, Naito, be the one to give him like a quote-unquote scalp that he has on his trophy wall because like we said on the show yesterday, he should have beat fucking Tanahashi in the Dome to where he actually has a right to challenge for that Never Openweight title at the New Beginning shows. Tanahashi gets his victory back over him. He lost to Tanahashi, but he's 1-1 against him. He can maybe see him down the road sometime later. You could have done that, but having him lose to Tanahashi twice. It's like, okay, he's lost to Tanahashi twice. He almost has to beat Tetsuya Naito at this point. I fucking hate to say that, but what kind of softens the blow is I'm actually a really big fan of the Great Okan, and I want him to succeed. But I'm like, at this point, short term, he's going to have to do it at the expense of my favorite pro wrestler, Tetsuya Naito, and ultimately, that's what's going to happen short term. Great Okan, he's beat Naito, man. He's beat Naito. Okay, that's real shit.
I see a fuck finish here. I see a non-clean, as in
Yeah.
some form of DQ or double count out or something along those lines. If Naito loses, he goes from losing at the Dome to losing again to Ibushi for the IC title to then losing in the first round of the New Japan Cup to the fucking Great Okan, who's just lost twice to Tanahashi.
It's also about how he beats Naito, though. Like you said, the DQ. If he's, I'm not saying he's beating him and he's not using. If he's using weapons and he's like doing, dirty shit, then that kind of comes into play too. It's not like he beat him straight up. He was using underhanded tactics too. So I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's in the game, bro. I don't agree with it because I'm like, why did they match these up? Cause, dude, I even said, remember LK on the show? I said that was gonna happen yesterday. I said, dude, they're gonna put Okan and Naito in the first round of New Japan Cup. I called it. I was like, yep, there it is.
It's just really tough. I don't know. I think they've booked themselves into a corner really where I'm praying that they figure a way around it and actually make, I don't know, some sense of it. But if Naito loses, he's fucked. If Great Okan loses, he's royally fucked in the ass. Like he will be perceived to the casual New Japan Pro Wrestling fan as a fucking jobber. And then you don't want loads of people, no disrespect intended, to be in the Sonata situation where I see them on a match card and I roll my eyes because I just don't have any emotional investment in Sonata just because of the fact that he's just a guy who he will win, he'll win, oh, he'll lose the big one. He'll lose. What's the point of getting behind the guy? And that's a real big problem, and it's really strange us coming on here being quite negative Nellies about it because normally I wouldn't say we're pro New Japan, but we kind of try and see the positives and the way the booking is, and these matches are probably going to be really good. But I don't know what's going on here, man. If there's a change of booker, or if they're trying something different, I have no idea. But it just feels like a different New Japan watching it. Like it's normally we because we've been watching the way Gedo books for so many years now. It's like, yeah, Gedo's going to do this, he's going to do this, and that makes sense. Cool, boom, off we go to the races. I'm not doing that anymore. It's really fucking hard to gather whatever the fuck they're thinking.
Dude, because right now, as I sit here and think, LK, as I look at this field of 30 competitors, not 32, I'm like, dude, who's going to win this thing, man? Like, it's kind of weird. Like, normally you kind of like assume that some people are going to be down. Like Jay White's probably going to go far because he's matched up with Toa Henare in the first round. I think he might have Tanahashi if he wins that match in the second round. I would have to look at the bracket. But dude, people like Evil. Let me see who else. Evil. Sonata. Hell, fucking Shingo Takagi. Kazuchika Okada. Naito. These guys are matched up with people who almost really can't lose the match. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, it's like that's some interesting ass booking, dude. And and it's almost some ballsy booking too, because like we were saying with the Great Okan and Tetsuya Naito, dude, neither one of them can really afford to lose this match right now. Like, it's like, okay, like you got some people like I said, Hiroki Goto versus Taichi. That's a coin flip, but either one of them however that goes, that could go either way. And then you got guys like Kenta and Juice Robinson in the first round. It's really weird, man. That you would have matchups that you would think that'd be like quarterfinal and potential semifinal matches happening in the first round, dude. And I don't know. It just kind of makes it like, all right, well, I know we probably may be looking too much into it, and Okada just, wins his way to the final, which at this point, I don't really, hey, if that happens, I don't care, dude. Okada, do your thing. You ain't had the belt in 14 months, so whatever. But I'm looking at, man, Great Okan's going to go far, man. He's winning this match right here, and I don't know why. It's what's weird, because I noticed the 49th anniversary show, once again, I don't know if it's because my own personal bias, I find more intrigue with this match with Tetsuya Naito and Great Khan than I do with El Desperado and Kota Ibushi, because
There's
this match,
stakes.
yes, the stakes, and it's like, who, like, you don't know. It's just like, what the fuck, who's gonna win this match, man? Like, yeah. So I got Great Khan winning. I think they're gonna start a mini feud after this, man, and I think ultimately that's gonna culminate with having Naito and Tanahashi at some point for the never open weight belt, which I never thought I'd be saying that again.
How about this though? Because these matches are kind of all like neither man can afford to lose. It could be genius booking because we could be getting to the, like you said, the night, like for example looking at March 6th here at the Ota City General Gymnasium in Tokyo. Robinson and Kenta. Robinson's just come back here. He's doing stuff on Strong. He's an Impact. Kenta's just taken a loss in against the AEW guy and John Moxley, so they want to keep him strong. But Juice has just come back, and you got Okada Shingo. It's kind of like, Okada's gonna win, but they could do something with Shingo here. There could be
Okada's just gonna win, like, automatically.
yeah. I think I really don't know. I swear to you though, if we come on the show on the final and fucking Great O'Khan's won, I'm doing my nutting. It just fucking fears the shit out of me. Like him beating Naito and then being like rah rah rah, and then can you imagine at the end of the New Japan Cup, because the winner gets to challenge any champion, correct?
Yep.
He
the
that he
world
that he
heavyweight title now. World heavyweight.
yeah, and he goes, I want to challenge for the never open weight belt to make that belt look more prestigious.
Well, I don't think there is any choice now. I think it has to be for
okay. Okay, so it's an automatic IWGP World Heavy. Oh, fuck that! Like,
man, what
I fucking hate that World Heavy, the IWGP World Heavyweight. Oh,
so stupid.
Rah. Fuck me, man. We sound like we're doing a WWE podcast here. What's going on?
LK, and I can't wait to see whatever belt they make, because one, they're going to be replacing probably the greatest belt in the history of championship belts, and two, if that thing is trash, I will come over here and shit on it, because yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. I'm just seeing how it is. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to see how it's going.
Oh man, we right. I've got. Can I? So you'll see it. You'll get tagged. Well, no. I want to. When the belt gets revealed, we'll do it. We'll do it because remember the prestigious and illustrious Tetsuya Naito breaks the IWGP IC title video, one of the most viewed videos in the history of YouTube. Imagine we do that, and we'll get like a picture of the title, and we'll break down the title belt. That's what we'll do for everyone, because all wrestling fans like belts. It's a really strange fascination. If you go because here's a little funny one. Whilst I was moving house, I was just clearing through loads of old junk from my loft, and I found that literally it said on the back Jax 2002. It was the old undisputed, just a kid's belt. Like it was literally just the little fucking shitty ones, not the actual replicas. And I was just like, oh, what the fuck is this? So I put it on eBay. I was like, oh, get rid of it, make a few bob from it, and off we go. And dude, it sold for 30 fucking quid. £30 for a fucking. I was gonna throw it away. I was like, fuck. Like this guy must have really fucking. Maybe he's collecting old school fucking replica belts. Because I definitely put in the description, because I didn't want to mug anyone off. I put, this is a kid's belt. Like, this is not a fucking actual replica, because I could just picture the guy's or girl's face when it arrives and they open it up. It's that fucking shitty little it's not Velcro, is it? It's like it's just shit. Like, I just picked it up and I was like, man, I remember little OK walking around thinking he was Barry Big Balls with his fucking undisputed title belt. Fucking love that belt. But yeah, it's fascinating.
I'm gonna say, from some of the ones at like WWE or the old school WWF like live events, they had like old school, like what they had the world title, they had the Intercontinental, and they had the tag team, and they also had like it was one you could rarely get. It was like the old school women's title, to where that thing sells on eBay for like $90 or $100 because it was so rare.
Damn, that's mental. That's absolutely mental.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all have a fascination with belts. Like, it's a really strange thing. Like UFC, MMA, they couldn't give a fuck. But for wrestling and boxing, they don't care what the belts are like. But wrestling, we love a good-looking belt. And if it's a bad-looking belt, we will shit on it. But if you went up to a normal human and was like, "Oh, do you reckon these two?" Put up, for example, in my opinion, the best belt of all time is the WCW/WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the big gold belt. That is wrestling belt. And if you put that up next to, say, the AEW TNT title that came out before they remade it, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, they're both quite cool." Like they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know any different.
Well, okay.
Whereas like we would then, if you say, for example, just showed your mate like, "Oh, what belt do you think's better?" They're like, "Oh, I quite like that red strap over the big gold belt." You were like, "What the fuck? How dare you piece of shit!" Like we'd get so angry. It's such a wrestling's so weird, man. Like I love it, but it's so great. I absolutely love it. It's when you take us, especially like when I go to work and whatever, and I'm watching something on my phone. They're like, sometimes I'll look over like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Sometimes the code would be very questionable, depending on what I'm watching. But it's so fucking weird how engrossed, because I don't think you can kind of just wrestling's alright. You either hate it or you fucking love it, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, man. And speaking of beautiful belts, no more beautiful Intercontinental IWGP championship. That's gone. It's both of those belts are going to be gone, man. And like I said, the current IWGP heavyweight belt's probably my favorite one of all time, just because it's just so this magnificent. And yeah, it's just like, damn, that's about to go. I hope they would probably maybe use that design, but just modify it. That would be cool. Just don't totally get rid of that design, because that design's pretty fucking sweet. And you can even still, include those side plates, because on the belt that they have now, which they only have a couple of like blank spots left, which it's like I was like wondering what they're going to do when they ran out of spots, because they have the champions who won it on the side plates, or whatever, and they have the little title reigns and whatnot. And I was wondering, I was like, dude, what are they going to do when they run out of space? Because I was just going to figure this like, all right, we can just put like, the current champions on there and just kind of just start like anew. That's what I figured they was going to do. But hopefully they still keep that little, design with that. And since they kind of starting a new lineage, they will have more space to put the champions' names on the nameplates now. So, I mean, hopefully they keep that. But it's probably going to be, or LK, why not? Why not just make it I don't even know what shape that is, what the WWE shape is. Just make it that shape. Put the letters IWGP on there,
Dude, make a spinner. Dude, make it the spinner belt with the New Japan logo in the middle.
Why not at this point? Let's go ahead. That actually would be really funny. I'd just be like, "Oh wow, that's interesting. Oh god, that's cool." But not really. But dude, they should have just put. Speaking of the champions wrestling in the main event. Okay, so who do you think, before we move there? Who wins this match, man? Naito or Okan?
Oh fuck. What would be my worst? Okan, because I don't want it to happen, so it probably will. I'm gonna like, I enjoyed this match with Tanahashi, but I'm like seeing a lot of hype for Great Okan, and don't do it for me. Sorry everyone.
Nah,
it's not. It's like, yeah, it's character's alright, wrestling's alright. All right, Okan. It's like he's all right. He'll do. It's better than some, worse than most. Like it just doesn't do it for me. Like I see, like there's a few wrestlers who I see on the card, and I'm just like, oh, like yeah, cool. Like I don't get excited. Like to me, it's like when you watch him, it's just like, oh, I can't describe it. When we get to this show, we'll break it down, and I'll give him a chance. I'm going open-minded, but from what I've seen, and which is a lot, I just don't care. I don't know if that's the booking's fault. I don't know if it's his fault. Time will tell. But similar to, not Sonata, he's not on Sonata level yet, because that's a bit harsh. I wouldn't want to insult him like that. But like same as Evil, it's like he's on a card. He'll deliver good matches, but I'll never be excited for one of his matches ever. I've never once gone, oh, I'm looking forward to the Evil match. I'm always gonna be good. Generally, it seems I've had it all my life. Like for example, Christopher Daniels, one of the greatest wrestlers in, not of all time, but one of the greatest wrestlers of his era. Every time he was on a card, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, an adult, if I see his match on a name on a match card, I'll be like, ugh. He'll go out there, he'll have a banger, and I'll be like, oh yeah, Daniels is great. Oh, Daniels is facing Jerry Lynn next week. Oh, Daniels. But then he'll go and deliver. Same as Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett, another one. Always has bangers. Always. but I just don't get excited about him on a card. And I don't know what it is. I really don't. I think it might just be that style, but he just doesn't, he doesn't have a style. He's not all Japan. He's not a strong style. He just does Mongolian chops with Screech and wears fucking a clown outfit, and I don't get what his gimmick is. I don't care what his gimmick is, and he loses. that's that.
Oh man, like honestly, I would not be. I figure he's probably gonna win, but if Naito beat him, I would probably like legit laugh my ass off though. Like I'm like, wow, they just. I'm
Dude,
like,
I'll be there fucking fist bumping if Naito beats him. I'm all Naito. I want him to beat him.
I'm like, dude, is this character already over? Like, it's like, should they just repackage him already? Like, what?
Yeah, but even as a young lion, I was never that high on Oka. I was never that high. I was a Watto boy in his set, in his class.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Like, he was gonna be the guy. Like, if like, how many times on the shows did we come on here and we're like, yeah, you know, Watto's gonna be the fucking man. He's gonna be like the junior ace. And here he is. But then Great Khan's in here in the New Japan Cup after fucking getting main events with Tanahashi, big spots at the Tokyo Dome, doing fuck all in either. Tell me a moment that happened in a part of the match or a part of the story with Great Khan and Tanahashi at the Tokyo Dome. You can't fucking do it. The only way you could do it is if you rewatched it sometime in the past week or two. You just can't. I'm sorry to bash the guy, but he's just fucking average, man. He's so average. Like, he does a claw thing, and then and before he hits like this claw choke slam, he like claws his own head, and I don't understand why he's doing that. His clown outfit is fucking, chuck him in some Iron Sheik boots and we got a fucking little dream date with him and fucking Iron Sheik Bubba. Like, fuck me.
Oh man, wow, that was great. That was great.
Sorry everyone who's a fan of Great Khan. The guy's alright. Like, his wrestling's alright, just his character, I don't get it. If someone can explain him, why is there a fucking question mark on his tights? What's the question? What is the question? Am I good? That is the fucking question everyone is asking. And this guy, and the reason it's been pissing me off because on Twitter everyone's like, oh, Great Khan, oh, he could beat Naito, oh, yeah, we should strong run in New Japan Cup. Fuck off. I'm like, why can't Yoshihashi be getting this praise?
Hey, Yoshihashi's a better wrestler than Okan, definitely right now for sure, man. It's just weird, man. Whenever they have these young lions come back off excursion, and it's just weird that the gimmicks that they decide to give them. I mean, they could have gave him a gimmick like this and maybe be a little bit more edgy and not, as LK called them, clown outfits, which is I'll never look at them the same again ever.
Dude, clown outfits, fucking give him some Iron Sheik boots. He comes out wearing some, like, I don't get it. I didn't get it in the UK. I don't get it in New Japan. I don't get it. Is he meant to be some? And the worst thing is, what's even worse about not getting it is I couldn't give a fuck either. Like, if you're like, oh no, it's this. I'm like, don't waste your breath telling me because it's just worthless information that's just gonna fly over my head. I don't know what about him. He's just, he just cringes me out so much. He's just so there. It's like when White came back from excursion, yeah, he didn't exactly have a banger with Tanahashi, but you could see, okay, this character can go far, and you could see there's potential there. When he came back from excursion, you know, sometimes he wears black trunks, sometimes he wears this clown outfit. And then, you know, he has a question mark which hasn't been explained. He's in a faction that loses to Kojima and Tenzon. He's lost more big matches than fucking Sanada at this point. When you've lost more big matches in 2021 than Sanada, I think that officially proves that you are the loser. And he's going up against Naito, who's lost equally amount. And
that's what I was about to say. Okay, what you trying to say?
Yeah, fucking the battle of the losers, fucking jeez. But no, I want Naito to win just because I don't have to sit through a Great Khan match again. And if you love the guy, fair play to you. If you're really indulged in the character and you get the character and it's some form of whatever, then great, good for you. I hope you really enjoy this, and I hope for your sake he wins the New Japan Cup and fucks Kota Ibushi and that world title up in the ass, go for it. Like, more power to you. It's just, I'm giving my opinion, and my opinion is the guy is average. He's not shit. He's really not shit. He's just average, and I don't get it. But over time, who knows? Maybe this time on the 50th anniversary show, he's IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, and I'm coming on here singing my praises, fucking wearing the clown outfit myself.
Okay, he's got the question mark little face thing on. Like, damn, bro.
Why does he wear the face thing as well?
I don't know. I'm not even sure what I, I'm gonna have to have somebody. I'm gonna have to do some research here and try to find out more about this character because I'm not really entirely sure about it. Like, it's
the fact that you haven't looked it up proves that you also don't give a fuck.
I mean, I do like the Great Okan, man.
Why?
Like, but
Why?
Because it's weird. It's just like this is fucking weird. I don't know. This is like, all right, because everything you said is pretty much true. So I mean, it's like, all right. He's got a clown outfit. He's got the clown pants. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. You're walking to the ring, kind of pop locking. I'm like, that's cool. Like, what do you know, what's going on here? You know, it's different, man. He's like Yano. You know, he's kind of, you know, he's like
Don't
a clown.
you dare compare him to Yano. Yano, I'm entertained by. I get him. He's a salesman. He's a fucking genius. He's a businessman, and he's a crafty little bugger. Great Khan just goes out there and gets given 25 minutes and does fuck all with it. But we'll move before fucking I end up having a fucking heart attack.
Oh my god, dude. And now we're at the main event, and I don't think this honestly needs much coverage because honestly, in my opinion, the main event or the semi-main of the show probably should have main evented the show because it's way more intriguing. Even though LK's talking about my man with the clown pants and he's like the Riddler from Batman, I guess. I don't know, man, but the Great Okan. So, yeah, man. Now we got the main event. I'm not even calling him double champ no more because it's not that anything. He's gonna have the two belts still, which at this point they should just have him carry the one belt. But I don't know. That's so fucking weird. Okay, so whatever. Kota Ibushi, the champ, IWGP champion, the only IWGP champion that's not a junior heavyweight at this point, taking on the IWGP junior heavyweight champion El Desperado. I think we talked about it a little bit earlier, man. I know it's going to be a really good match because El Desperado he's on fire right now, and for all I shit on him for, Kota Ibushi for his effort is a great wrestler, so it's going to be a really great match. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna be real, don't really care. I mean, I'm gonna watch the match, I'm gonna enjoy it, but This is like I don't really care. Like, okay, that's cool. I guess he challenged him for the junior heavyweight title once he came back off excursion a couple of years ago. I'm like, that's fine, but like, whatever. Like, it's going to be a good match, but I'm not really. It's not for Budokan. This is not a Budokan Hall main event. Fuck it.
No, it's not a Budokan main event. But the one plus they have with this is my expectations for this show are non-existent. Like, I have zero expectations. I'm heading into this show like I do a WWE pay-per-view. It's like, if it's even remotely good, I'll be happy. Because I kind of, out of all these matches, there's not one match on that show that's made me go, ooh. Some of the New Japan Cup matches as we progress in the New Japan Cup really wet my whistle. Like Okada and Shingo gets me going. There's lots of stuff on the New Japan Cup, Kenta and Juice, how they're going to book that. There's some interesting stuff which I'm really looking forward to in the New Japan Cup. Like, I really am looking forward to lots of stuff in the New Japan Cup, and I'm going to, like you said, consistently keep the coverage going. But when it comes to this show, I couldn't give a fuck. And I hope it's good, but with that mentality of not really, caring, it's when they deliver and they pull it out the hat because your expectations are so low that even if they do something just good, you're like, oh, that's really great. So my prediction is, because we're in a bit of a slump, they put on a semi-respectable show and we come on here and praise it like there's no tomorrow. I come on here with a fucking Great Okan question mark, fucking buzzing up and down. But yeah, overall, I'm just praying for some good matches because I can't trust them for stories anymore.
Yeah, I'm 100% in the same boat with you, dude. This good matches. If if Naito wins, that's fine. I'm expecting, as LK calls him, the average clown Okan to win. But hey, worse things have happened. Kota Ibushi's going to win, and okay. Should we, before we go out get out of here and sign off, should we throw out not a random, but a person who we think ultimately wins this whole thing?
Deal. If anyone says in any comments, Great Okan, you're blocked. I'm joking. Is a shout. I reckon I'm gonna go with early on pick. It's hard to bet against Okada. Like if you had to have money on it, it's hard to go against Okada. But in the same boat, no, because they've already done Naito and Ibushi twice this year, so Naito's not going to win. And the winner gets a shot at Dominion, don't they? So, or no, Sakura Genesis, isn't it? They get a shot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Sakura Genesis, so it kind of doesn't have to be a big time name. I think you just got to play a safe game of Okada, or you could go a dark horse route of go Kenta, kind of really build him up and establish him. He hasn't won it before, kind of low key under the radar. Then you get Kenta versus Kota Ibushi, which is a fresh match.
Ooh, I would love
my pick's Kenta. I'm going with Kenta. Watch him go in the first round, but I'm going Kenta, man. I'm because of the exposure in their mind, the exposure he's going to get from being on AEW, for being on Strong and the big match with Moxley. He's going to come and he's going to be pissed off that he lost that after that briefcase he held for so long. He's going to be pissed off. He's going to be vicious. He's going to be violent. And he's going to win the New Japan Cup. My pick is Kenta.
Kenta's a great pick. I love Kenta. Kenta's great. One of my favorite guys, man. Dude, Jay White is a strong possibility, too. I don't think people need to forget that Jay White can win this. As I'm looking at these guys in the bracket, and we talked about them a little bit earlier, I don't even know why, because I think this is kind of remember was it last year, a couple years ago, when I was like, oh, Sonata's going to the final and he's probably going to win it, and he's going to win and he ended up going to the final. So I got my, I think I predict these things, as Mystic Mac would say. My pick to win the New Japan Cup, Shingo Takagi.
You reckon he's going to beat Okada?
Yup. But the reason I say Shingo, man, because out of everybody, I would love Suzuki would be a dark horse. And I would love Suzuki to win this. That would be fucking great if he won a New Japan Cup, actually, if Suzuki did that. Jay White, I think, is coming out of that side of the block. I think, we're probably looking at a Jay White, Will Ospreay semifinal, which is...
Num.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting, man. And, yeah, like I said, I would love for Minoru Suzuki, but I just say Shingo. Shingo, out of damn near everybody right here, is, as far as title challenges wise, he might be the only guy out of, not Bad Luck Fale. Well, no, Bad Luck Fale's winning this. Not kidding. Great O'Con's going to win his match against Naito. He's going to go far, but I think Shingo Takagi does it, because a lot of these guys who are main hitters, quote unquote, New Japan, like you got your Jay White, your Hiroshi Tanahashi's, your not Hiroshi Tenzan, your Kazuchika Okada's, he's up there. Minoru Suzuki, your Tetsuya Naito's. These guys have all challenged, or Evil. These guys have all challenged in not more Minoru Suzuki, but these guys at least have challenged for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And Shingo Takagi is a heavy hitter in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I'm going to say Shingo Takagi is my pick to ultimately win. But if I had fallback pick, this would be my second dude. Honestly, Will Ospreay. I don't know why. Will Ospreay is somebody who I just looked at this. I'm like, dude, he could pull this off. And he hasn't challenged for the belt either. And he's pretty much on the same rung of competition with Shingo Takagi. So Will Ospreay and Shingo are my two guys. But if I had to pick one, I'm going Shingo Takagi.
Damn, let's hope we get a Shingo and Kenta final. And we can both win. But yeah, I say it's time to wrap this bad boy up. Apologies, it's been a negative Nelly show. We're keeping it real. Yeah, we're not going to come on over. We're not going to lie. If we were New Japan Shields, we would have come on and been like, "Oh my God, it's the 49th anniversary. It's Budokan. It's Kota Ibushi versus the junior heavyweight." Yeah, it's not true. It is what it is. Let's wrap this fucking bad boy up.
Absolutely, man. And as we wrapping this up, El Desperado better be lucky that Kota Ibushi doesn't want to try to merge his title, because he probably would try to do that as well. We are the almighty SOS Wrestling Network. If this is your first time checking us out, thank you. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Price of subscription is $3.99, and we are on our road to the New Japan Cup. Shit's going to be interesting, probably fun, and we got a lot of to talk about. So just